Semen retention slash NOFAP will give you unshakable confidence. But what it will do is it will make you a ruthless individual. And I think that as a masculine man, which is what we are all striving to become, at least that's what I would like us to become, and that's what I'm hoping you guys have the aspiration and the ambition to become, is a masculine independent man that doesn't need to rely on anyone, that has the skill sets, that has the traits to look after and protect their loved ones, and actually go out there and provide value and actually serve to the world. Now, what semen retention will do is it will make you become a ruthless individual, which is a key core fundamental of masculinity as well as emotional control. But how semen retention actually gives you that unshakable confidence is very simple. When you stop consuming degenerate, disgusting, repulsive content, you actually have pride, you actually have respect, some self-respect for yourself. You start to be grateful for things, you start to enjoy the smaller details in life. And what this forces you to do is to actually socialize outside of your bedroom. You actually have to go out there and meet the public and essentially face the music. You have to socialize with other people that you may not have socialized before. You become a lot more outgoing. And what makes you realize as well is that as you go on, I hate the term streaks and days, because when you're on NoFap, it's a lifestyle. You shouldn't be counting days. But when you're essentially a new person, you form this new identity, you've now become proud of yourself. And I speak about trust a lot on this channel, about formulating that trust of yourself so that your subconscious brain doesn't perceive you as a liar, but if anything, it perceives you as trustworthy. So the next time that you say you're going to do something, you actually complete it and you follow through on your words. And what this ends up happening is, as you form this new identity and as you build this trust, and starting from scratch, which is actually going on NoFap, is you build this confidence, and that confidence then builds upon layers, and then you end up ultimately having this unshakable confidence, believing that you are the man, going around the world, actually accomplishing stuff, actually attaining accolades, actually making people proud, actually having people respect you. And the only way you have people respect you is you respect yourself. And when you start to respect yourself, that then means it's a cascade, essentially. It's a compound effect whereby you build that unshakable confidence. When you sit there and jerk off every night and you have semen dripping all over you, do you feel empowered, or do you want to go to sleep? You start behaving and thinking like a woman. I've spoken about this concept before, but essentially, people talk about NoFap increasing testosterone. Now, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist, I'm not a neurologist. However, I've done a lot of extensive reading and actually researching into this, because it's something that I've actually transitioned and gone through, and I've noticed how my brain's rewired. Your brain, so to speak, essentially, when people say, and you'll hear a lot of channels say this, NoFap increases testosterone. After 7 days, it goes through 45% increase. Correct. But actually, after that, it plateaus. Your testosterone doesn't actually increase when you go on NoFap. The difference is how your body utilizes the testosterone is completely altered. It utilizes it in a more efficient way due to the androgen receptors in your brain. Now, I'm not a scientist, as I said, so my explanation could be a lot more bro-sciencey, which is fair enough. You have androgen receptors in your brain. Now, the testosterone is used a lot more efficiently, because essentially when you're fapping away and you're essentially releasing high amounts of dopamine, you're destroying your androgen receptors. So you could have the most testosterone out of any man on planet Earth, but if it can't bind to if the chemicals can't bind to the androgen receptors, it can't form that testosterone, which then can be used by your body. So essentially, it's futile. It's pointless having all that testosterone if it's not able to bind onto the androgen receptors. Watching porn increases, and obviously consuming artificial super stimuli is releasing so much amounts of dopamine that it's actually fast destroying your androgen receptors. So you would have the effects of an individual with low testosterone. That's essentially the point I'm making here. So when you go on semen retention and you retain your seed, that masculine energy, that manhood, the power that has to give life, essentially, what happens is you're regenerating those androgen receptors. So now over time, as the weeks progress, your chemicals are able to bind onto the receptors and utilize the testosterone a lot more efficiently. So you feel the effects of increased testosterone. Your testosterone hasn't actually increased. What's happened is your body and brain is now utilizing the testosterone in a more efficient manner. That's a key one, because that in and of itself is not only going to cure anxiety and all the sort of depression symptoms that you have, but that key element is also going to give you that unshakable confidence, and that in turn will make you ruthless. That is the key point of this video. It's becoming a ruthless individual. You cannot be a ruthless individual if you're sat there like a little cuck with penis in hand, rubbing with death grip, semen everywhere, every night in a dark little room. No one knows about it. 26 tabs open, hunchback like the Notre Dame. You need to understand, gentlemen, that in order to become ruthless, you have to be doing ruthless habits. Now, I'm not saying that tread on people's toes all the time and be nasty to people for no reason. Of course not. But an individual that isn't ruthless is spineless. They have no spine. People tell me all the time, oh, but Kem, I have to be on good terms with this person. No. Why? If you're on good terms with every single person you know, including friends, acquaintances, and the public, that means you're a spineless coward. And that is me putting it bluntly. That is me putting it bluntly. For you to become successful, rich, and ruthless, you're gonna have haters. You know, you have to become a polarizing individual. I talk about this concept about polarization. You have to become a polarizing individual. And when you become polarizing, you're going to have a category of people that despise you, and you're going to have a category of people that simply adore you. And that's how you become it. But as you become ruthless, you're going to upset some people. Understand this in life, and this is a really key piece of life advice. You're not going to make everyone happy. Quit trying to make people happy. Quit caring what other people think. I know it's easier said than done, but trying to please everyone, trying to make everyone happy is a completely futile action. It's absolutely pointless. I tried for many years to make everyone happy, and if anything, when you in your attempts to make people happy, you make yourself unhappy. You waste so much energy and time, and then you actually zoom out and you realize that you try and make all these people happy, and there's always someone upset anyway, so you're wasting your time. You have to become ruthless. Of course, it doesn't mean become an asshole, but become ruthless, and actually semen retention, NOFAP, will help monumentally, amazingly, when it comes to actually building the unshakable confidence, but actually becoming a ruthless individual. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.